Hello friends, this is Annette from Annette's Needles. Today I am going to do a whip parade. I don't have a ton of projects like other whip parades, but I have enough to make a little bit. So I thought I'd kind of catch you up on what I've done. I've really enjoyed this past year of stitching. I've gotten together with friends to stitch on Zoom, and I just feel like I've become a better cross stitcher because of it. And I have new tools too, but the new tools I'm going to show in a different video because otherwise this would be way too long. So, okay, let's start our parade. First, I'm going to show you what I've done, what I've finished. I started this project called Windmill by the Owl Forest. It was a free project, and I saved it a long time ago because I kind of like windmills and things. And I downloaded it, and I needed a new year, new start, and the one I was going to start didn't work out, and I'll tell you why later. But so I finished this. So I started this one because it looked simpler, and I wanted to start something on January 1st. So there we go. It's all done. I did it in blue on white because I have another blue on white project that I'm getting ready to frame up and hang up. So they'll look nice together. The other finish I had, I did Animal Crackers Lily by Stacy Nash. These are fun, and I might do another critter too, but this is her all finished. Now there's a stitcher that I follow on Instagram, and I've kind of met her a couple times on Zoom. She sewed a magnet behind the hands of Lily so she could put seam ripper or a tool, and I thought that's so great. I did Lily because she's a frog, and sometimes you have to frog your projects, you know, rip it. But my seam ripper didn't fit, but my little scissors stick to her really nicely. The other difference I did was I sewed a circle onto the bottom so that she can stand. And I put some pellets in the bottom, hoping I would make it heavier. I don't know if that did or not, but on the back, she's in a red velvet from some old pillow I had. And I just slit, stuffed, filled it up, and then sewed this, or ironed this patch on with Steam a Seam. And I did not sew around it, but if it appears I need to, I will. But she's not like used and laundered and things. So she sits nicely on my stitching desk here in my stitching corner. So she holds scissors for me. So those are my two finishes that I've had recently. So now the actual whip parade. This is Lucas S., the King of Flowers. And I'm doing this as a stitch along with two of my friends. Maybe 4 of us are doing it. Maybe 5 of us. I can't remember. But I know Elisa from, she's in Colorado. Does a Flosstube. E from Colorado. I will look it up and I'll link her down at the bottom. She also started where I started, which is in the top left corner. And I'm almost done with the page. On this side, it's finished. And then the bottom, I still have to go fill in the bottom, and then the first page will be done. And I'm very happy. Now, one of our stitchy sisters, we call ourselves, that is stitching along with us, started in the middle. And she has this flower just about done. It's just so beautiful. It makes me so anxious to get to that point. Then I'm like, oh, I wish I'd have started in the middle, but somehow my brain, this crazy OCD brain I have, wanted me to start here and then work across until I get down there. So we'll see when I finish that page what I will actually do. Now I am stitching that with a Nurge hoop. Is that how you say it? N-U-R-G-E? And I really do like this hoop. It's easy to put my stitchery in. It's an 8.5 by 8.5 or 8 by 8 or 9 by 9. It's in that measurement. But I have a lot of excess fabric, so I decided to make a grime guard, and I did do a It's Thursday, Let's Chat video from my sewing room, because I do a little chat on Thursdays of what I'm doing in my sewing room. But I wanted a grime guard, so I made this one to fit over it. I'll make some adjustments the next time, and I explained that in that video, but instead of cutting the main strip at 5 inches, I think I'd cut it at 6, and I'd put shorter elastic in. So that was my project this week. Another whip, I've probably not done a whole bunch on it since I showed it to you last, but I'll show you just because I have it out. I have it out because I have the grime guard on it, and I wanted to give myself ideas of how to make another grime guard. Let me kind of pull this off though to show it to you. This is called Gifts of the Sea, and it was in an old country cross stitch magazine that I'll try and find which one it was and link it down at the bottom. But I just love it. Every time I look at it, I love it. I set it aside to start other projects, and now that I've been working so much with Ada, I'm like, oh, do I want to go back to this even weave? Because it's so much easier for me to see Ada. But this stitchery lives in this project bag that I've made and shown you before. It's a 16 by 16 inch project bag, and I like it. I love this little thing. What I would do different is I didn't quilt this, but I would put some interfacing. I might still go back and do some interfacing, but has a quilted back. And then the grime guard matches the outside of it. So this was fun. Let me stick this, I'll just stand it up right here. The next project I have here is my Dimensions kit called Feasting Frenzy. I won one of Elisa of Colorado's giveaways, and so with my credit I bought this kit probably a couple years ago. That is living in my new project bag. Let me move her out of the way. That I made. I started watching Downton Abbey again, and I knew I had some old Downton Abbey fabric, so I put it together and made this project bag with it. But this is Feasting Frenzy. I have done 5 birds. I think I started this with Elise too. I don't know where she's at in it. So anyway, I have 5 birds and they're all backstitched. The next step I'm going to do before I go on is backstitch the roof, and then I'll continue on. Although I keep looking at it and thinking I kind of like that the birds stand out because they're backstitched and the roof of the birdhouse isn't yet. But we'll see how I end up doing that. And this is the picture again. You can see I'm just still up here. There's lots of birds to go. Oh, I keep this in here. I don't know why. Okay, so now I have 2 ready to start, 2 projects ready to start. This one is called it's by the Needles Notion. It's called Flossie's Garden. And after I made Lily, you can see Lily sitting over there, I thought, oh, maybe I want Flossie's Garden too, because she's so cute. Actually, Lily fits nice on my stitching desk. I don't have a gardening desk, but I still like Flossie. So the only reason she was going to be my New Year, New Start, but they don't provide a graph on a PDF. And I am just so not good technologically, but I have the program and I've done it before, so I need to scan in the PDF so I can use it on my iPad, because that's how I love to stitch with my iPad as a graph. And then Markup RXP is so wonderful on the iPad. It's a learning curve, but once you get your project in there, you'll love it. This is the fabric I got for her. I am going to flip on this little light because I flipped it off because it glares sometimes, but it shows more the color of this piece of fabric. It's a nice piece of Aida that I got at on Amazon, and it's big enough to have all her little parts, and it's kind of oatmeal. Now I had some white Aida, and like I said, I prefer to stitch on Aida because of my eyesight, and with lights on and everything, it's just so nice. So I noticed that her overalls are not stitched. And I thought, oh, do I really want her to have white overalls? So then I ordered this. I think they called it gray, but it's kind of a tannish gray. I'll find out what they called it. And I thought, oh, that will look better for her overalls. So I like that. So that is a to-do project. And I do have her on my WhipGo, which I'll show you in a minute to start. This is another one that I have on my Let's Start This. I have other kits, but this is a kit I really do want to start too. Chickadees on the Fence by Lucas S. And we have chickadees around here and we feed them. They live in our birdhouse and I really like it. But look at how cool this, oh, I need to turn that light off again. The way they do the threads. I know it would be better if I take them off as I'm working with this other Lucas S kit. Oh, I don't have them here. And all the threads are on the boards. You know, I get a little tangled sometimes. My friend, Elisa, she took them off her board and put them on floss drops. And I may end up doing that on the next page because sometimes I do get a little bit annoyed with them on that page. So anyway, that is my other kit I want to start this year. So I joined WhipGo. Did you do WhipGo? I'll show you on my Stitchery project, my WhipGo board. Now, actually, I use a digital stitching journal by Stitching Cabin, and I just love the way it's set up. It has a project page. It has blank pages for you to do. But this is it was a blank page, so I put my WhipGo on the blank page. The highlighter, this is on GoodNotes program. The highlighter are the ones that I did the January and February. The underline highlighter are the ones that I'm doing this month. And this month is the Great Outdoors Finish. Oh, I have to show you that one. And the King of Flowers to finish on my Great Outdoors. And I'll do it as a picture up here. It's on the scroll and on the stand, and I'll take a picture and show you. When I'm done, the goal this month is to finish the Great Outdoors, and it's an SAL, a stitch along, and I just have one border to go. So I will finish that this month, and then I'll take it off the scroll and show you the whole thing. I think it's like 19 inches long. But that's been a fun stitch along, and that is also by Stitching Cabin. And I really like her it's just a chart of bands, but she has several of them and they're so pretty you just do a band at a time and it moves along and it's nice for a scroll. So also on my WhipGo, I have a couple of embroidery projects. So I'll show you those. I want to do my nursery quilt blocks. I only have 4 on here. Each one it's chose 2 times. And I have to do 2. Now the nursery quilt blocks is this. It's an embroidery project and I'm doing it in red work. There's 12 squares that are pre-printed to stitch. I have it in my red project bag. I like doing it, matching the project bag. I don't always do that. And I don't have another red project to put in this when it's done, but I'll show you these. Maybe I better hold them together so the light. So there's 1, there's 2, hope I'm showing you the right side, yeah. There's 3, and 4. I think I have 6 completed, and I'll get after I did these, I stopped cutting them off because it's easier for the hoop to hold on to. So I've done that one and that one and part of that one. And so I have 5 left to do. On my WhipGo, if it's chosen, I have my goal to do finish 2 in that month. So I may have to finish 3 in one month and 2.5 in another. So then this will be done by the end of the year. And then it'll be all ready to make into, excuse me, a cute little quilt. So let me put this away. And I'm doing it in all in red in number 321, DMC 321. So that's nice. The other embroidery project that I have on here is a dimensions kit. And this is a pre-printed kit to fill in the blanks. And it's so pretty. I saw someone else working on one of these, so I wanted one. And I got this. Just a second, I'll be right back. So that was my husband with some friends dropping in. They've been out making visits to people today, doing a little Bible study. So I had to make them all coffee, which was fun. Okay, so we were in the middle of showing you this one, Morning Tea by Dimensions, and you can see the white areas is where you stitch. I've done those flowers and those flowers around the tablecloth and a couple of different places, the table itself. So I'm looking forward to finishing this one and then getting it framed also. So that is fun. So that is all of my stitch parade that I have for you today. So I'm hoping that I can have a couple of finishes or visibly differences in my next video. Next time I'm going to do a tool video so you can see my new stands. I'm going to compare my stands because I have some good ones. And I'm going to show you my tools. So it's been nice chatting with you. If you have any questions, put them below. And if you can tell me what your favorite one of my projects is, I would appreciate that. Okay. Have a nice stitching week. See you later. Bye.